expand, you're trying to grow, it's going to take capital. Because think about it like this. If you have, hold on, let me turn my lights down because I just got YouTube on. And you guys don't mind me, I just left the gym. All right, I just left the gym. So now, if you are trying to grow, start, expand your business with your own capital, you're going to run out of money. And here's why. Let's say you start a beauty salon, a barbershop, a restaurant, a credit repair business, whatever type of business it is. Okay. You guys give me the 10,000 likes on TikTok, and I'm going to give you the steps on how to get 100,000 in business funding. Okay. Now, when you're looking to start, grow, expand a business, you're going to run out of people who know you. Let me say that again. When you're looking to grow, start, expand a business, you are going to run out of people who know you. So ultimately what happens is that the market share starts to shrink of the number of people who are going to do business with you or pay you, which means you have to be in front of people. Now, as a brand new business owner, welcome YouTube. I'm on TikTok, I got YouTube, okay? Now, as a brand new business owner, what ends up happening is that the marketplace shrinks of the number of people who are going to spend money with you. Why is that? Because let's just say for whatever reason, you live in Las Vegas, which I live in Las Vegas, okay? Now, if I'm opening up let's just say a restaurant, okay? I have a chicken spot, and this is all hypothetical. I do not own a chicken restaurant. Within 90 days, 4 more chicken restaurants are going to open. Within 90 days, 4 more chicken restaurants may open, meaning they sell wings. Here's what happens. As soon as the new place opens up, everybody's going to flock to the new place. Everybody's going to flock to the new place. So now what do you have to do? You have to market to get in front of people. In order for them to see, essentially, you have to grab their attention. But what ultimately ends up happening, you don't have any money to pay for ads. You don't have any money to buy flyers. You don't have any money to pay to get in front of people. And so this is why business funding is important, because you will run out of money. How many people have ran out of money trying to run their business? Type me in the chat. If you've tried to grow, start, expand, scale your business, but you ran out of money, type me in the chat. And so here's why having business funding is your cheapest money. Okay, here's why. Now, let's say I help you get $100,000 in business funding, which I'm going to show you some steps here today, or you can reach out to us and have us do it for you. Okay. Now, if you get $100,000 worth of funding, the first thing I tell my business owners is hey, let's set aside $10,000 for your marketing, and that $10,000 is going to get you through 90 days of marketing and advertising. Okay, that 10,000 is going to get you through your marketing and advertising for 90 days. Everybody type in the chat 90 days. If you're with me on YouTube, type in 90 days. Now, here's how credit works. And this is why so many businesses will go under in 2025 if you don't understand this. Okay, now you will look at the interest rate. Now, typically with business credit cards, you will be able to get 90 days. You'll be able to get interest, 0% interest for 1 to 18 months. So from month 1 to 18 months, you may qualify for 0% interest. But let me tell you why the 0% interest doesn't matter. Typically on credit cards, you're only paying back up to 2% of the balance. So let's say you borrow that $10,000. That $10,000, which is going to cover your marketing costs for 90 days, may only cost you $150 a month. Everybody type in the chat $150. That $10,000 for 90 days of marketing is only going to cost you $150 a month. Now, let's look at the two options. Now, you're in business and you're trying to save up to market $3,300 a month. That means every single month you have to pull from your savings account, from your paycheck. You may have to stop going out to eat. You may have to, whatever it is you got to do, you got to come up with $3,300 every single month. And let's just say you sell whatever it is. Okay, so going back to the I opened a chicken shack. My marketing cost is $3,300 a month. Do you know how much chicken I have to sell to make $3,300 a month? You know how many, if I owned a barber shop, you know how many heads I have to cut to have an extra $3,300 a month? Do you know how many heads I gotta wash if I own a beauty salon to have an additional $3,300 a month? Again, additional, because you still have to run your business. Versus me using the $10,000 that I pulled from the $100,000 line of credit, and it's only costing me $150. So now, as opposed to me having to service 30 clients to cover my marketing costs, I only have to service one client to cover my marketing costs, or two clients. If this is making sense in the chat, type the number 1. See, we have to understand the cost of money. And this is what business funding is for. It is for us to be able to get in a position to be able to get the cheapest money possible in order to scale, grow, expand, or start our business. But why is it only 2%? Great question. So because the way revolving credit works, you're only paying back against what you borrow. Okay, banks are in business to lend. Absolutely, paperboy. So when you're borrowing money from the bank on revolving credit, I got you, Josh. Let me check it real quick right now. So when you borrow money, when the credit is revolving, there is no term on the money. Okay. I don't see your message, Josh. What's your IG name? There is no term on the money. Meaning, if I go to the bank, okay, here's a business credit card from US Bank. Okay. So when I go to US Bank and I use $10,000 from this line, from this credit card, which I think this card is a $42,000 balance. I actually just got it. I actually have another one from Western Alliance. Let me cover up the numbers for $20,000 limit. This is a $20,000 limit, chat. Okay. So now I go to the bank and I pull $10,000 off of here. First of all, and again, I'm teaching you all how to look at how banks work. There is no term. Everybody type no term. TERM. There's no term on this money, which means if I borrow 10,000, I don't have to pay it back in 2 years. I don't have to pay it back in 3 years. I don't have to pay it back in 7 years. There's no term to the $10,000. What happens is the bank will Josh, make sure you don't have one of the fake pages out there for Will Roundtree. There's a lot of fake pages, Josh, because I still do not see you. There are a lot of fake pages. Okay. Yeah, I don't see it. So you may have went to a fake page. All right. So now there's no term on the money. So this is how I'm able to go to as many banks in North America, borrow as much money as I want, and it's still the cheapest money because I can take $10,000 and invest it into my marketing campaign, and it only will cost me $150 a month versus me having to save $3,300 a month. This is why business funding is important. This is also why getting the cheapest money. Now, let me give you another lesson. Here's why I tell people not to get MCA loans. And the MCA stands for Merchant Cash Advance. Somebody type that in the chat. Merchant Cash Advance. Or I know a lot of it, creators come on here and say, hey, let me show you how to get a business credit card with bad credit. And they talk to you about what are called net 30 cards. Net 30 cards are like the Divvy, the Wex card, the Capital on tap. So if you borrow 10,000, you have to pay the whole 10,000 back in 30 days. Now, as a brand new business owner, you may not be in position to pay that back. So you want to be in position to get the cheapest money, because a merchant cash advance, how that works is they'll say, hey, we'll lend you money against what are called your account receivables. Somebody type in the chat, account receivables. And essentially account receivables mean if your business is making $10,000 a month, they'll lend you money against the $10,000 that you're making every single month. And essentially, you have to make a daily payment, which means that they're going to calculate whatever the amount they owe you. And they may only give you a 9-month term, a 12-month term, an 18-month term. And if you get a term that's a short term and you borrow 10,000, your daily payment may be $200 a day. So now you may have a $200 repayment a day, which means if your business doesn't make any money, they still auto debit that $200 out of your bank account, which is why I stay away from MCA loans and net 30 cards. I stay away from MCA loans and net 30 cards. I'm going to go and get the cheapest money. Okay. 8-year consulting business, 720s across the board, and 2-year tax returns, 187,000. I need funding. I love listening to Will, a lot of knowledge. Timothy, send me a message. Let me let you all know how to contact me. I'm going to actually give you all my personal email address here. I'm going to pin it on YouTube. Email me. My website is wemanagementservices.com, or you can actually call my office right now and speak with one of my, now you'll be speaking right now with my auto attendant, but they'll collect your data and somebody will call you tomorrow. You can actually reach my office today just so somebody can give you a call back tomorrow at 725-257 5611. You can call my office right now at 275-257-5611. Now, somebody asked, where do you get the cheapest money? Your cheapest money as a brand new business with zero financials. What's the best credit bank to start with as a 20-year-old? I'll get that to you, NL Vaughn. So the cheapest money you can get. What phone system do you have that to be automated? Thanks, Will. So I actually am set up 100% utilizing AI after business hours. Okay. I set up my entire system on AI, which means I get sales and I can collect data even after business hours. So at 2 a.m, people call my office, we collect their data, and then my sales agent reach out to them. Okay. So now the cheapest money you can get is by going to the bank and getting a business credit card. That is the cheapest money you can get. Let me show you something, chat. Here's one of my banks. These are all business credit cards right here. This is probably close to 100. Somebody say, well, Will, why do you have close to 100 business credit cards? Because I leverage my credit to go make me money. I leverage my credit to go make me money. So anytime I want to do a real estate deal, anytime I need to invest in marketing, anytime I need to hire a consultant, guess what I use? Anytime. Now, here's the other beautiful thing about leveraging credit for your business. See, the reason I don't ever worry about somebody taking my money, because if I pay somebody and they run off with my money, All I have to do is submit a charge back to my credit card company, and they're going to get me my money back. So I'm never worried about if somebody takes my money. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. See, when you use credit, the banks is going to fight for their money. But how you keep up with all that? Great question. So the reason how I'm able to keep up with all of this is I have systems in place. Now, I'm a little bit more advanced than probably your average business entrepreneur on this app. I've been an entrepreneur in this space for 20 years. I've been doing what I'm doing professionally for 10 years. So I have processes in place, and every single dollar I spend off of my credit card, or let me rephrase that. Every single dollar I invest off of a business credit card makes me at least 1.5x. I do not spend a dollar, I do not invest a dollar unless I know it's going to something that is going to get me a minimum of a 1.5x return, which means I'm okay with making 50 cents, excuse me, $1.50 on the dollar. I'm okay with making $1.50 on the dollar. And here's why. The reason so many new investors and entrepreneurs and businessmen and women don't make money in business is because they don't understand the economics of ROI. Somebody type ROI in the chat. I'm startup. How do I get approved with the bank? Keisha, so I'm gonna give you those steps here tonight. Get the likes up to 10,000. All right, type in the chat ROI. So here's why so many businesses don't make it. Okay, just look around right now. Creators are falling off left and right. Gurus is falling off. Okay, now Paperboy, you can get a shelf corp, which I sell, but if you have bad credit, that shelf corp means nothing. If that income, if the shelf corp doesn't show income, that shelf corp means nothing if you have bad credit and no income. So you're on the right lane, Paperboy, but people aren't telling you all the entire story. I got you, Josh. I'm gonna get back to you. People aren't telling the whole story. Now, here's what I mean when it comes to ROI. Okay, I'm gonna write this down. If I was in my office, I'll actually use my board so I can show you all. Okay, now here's how this works. Okay, what happens is most people. Let me get a sheet of paper so I can write this out for you, chat. All right, let me get a sheet of paper. Here's why so many businesses fail. Okay, so they'll go get the line of credit or credit card, and they'll go get $10,000 worth of credit. Okay, they'll go get $10,000 worth of credit, and then the first thing they do is they go get an office space. They will what else do people do when they go start a business? I don't know. I haven't started a business from scratch in 10 years. So they'll go get an office space. They'll go buy some outfits so they can look like they're running a business. They'll go to conventions. Convention. How do you spell conventions? They'll go to conferences. They will what else they'll do? They'll travel. So they'll do all of these things that produce no return on investment. So they'll go get $10,000 in credit, and they'll get an office space. They'll go buy some outfits. They'll go to conferences, and then they'll travel. Now, do any of these things produce income? Yes or no? Okay. So you go get $10,000 worth of credit, and you go rent an office for $2,000 a month. You go get some outfits, but can you report that as fraud? Is my question. You don't. Yes, you. I'm not sure what your question is, Rico. But if you pay somebody with a credit card, you can dispute that. You don't have to dispute it necessarily as fraud. You can dispute it as if you didn't get what you paid for. Okay. I mean, it could. No, NL, these things do not produce income. Let me ask the question again. If you get an office, does the office pay you? Not saying the office doesn't help you get in front of clients. See, so I'm glad you said that, NL Vaughn. We have to understand that these things do not bring in money. An office doesn't bring in money. You have to be at the office and sell something to make money. An office doesn't make you money. Does the outfit make you money? What would you invest if you had what would you invest in? Real estate. Real estate would be my number one thing I'd invest in first. And I'll tell you why, Dynamite Text. Or who typed that? Multi.invest. I'll tell you why. The outfit doesn't make you money. Now, it may help people to say, "Oh, wow, you look nice. You're presentable. You dress professional," but that does not make you money. The conferences, does it make you money? Now, you may learn a few tips. You might be able to take a picture with your favorite influencer, but going to a conference does not make you money. Now, traveling does not make you money. Meaning, if you're traveling and if it's not to go meet with the client, you are not going to make money. And these are some of the top things that most people do as soon as they get a line of credit. Now, here's what I tell people. As soon as you get your credit, what's your do's and don'ts about real estate? I'll get into that. Okay. Rent payments make me money. Absolutely. This is why I love real estate. Excuse me. So now, when I get a line of credit, I buy cash flow. Everybody type in the chat, buy cash flow. I buy cash flow. And I'm going to tell you what I mean by that. When I get credit, I buy cash flow, meaning I find things that are already making money. And all I have to do is buy that thing and start making money from day one. I buy that thing and I start making money from day one or month one. Let me put it that way. See, what we do is we want to look like we have a business. We want to tell people we have an LLC. We want to show people we can afford the cars and put it under our business. None of those things make you any money. So I have to buy the house and then rent it out. I'm going to get to that, Rico. Just follow me. Just follow me. Okay? So now, do you have to buy real estate? No, you can buy whatever it is you want. But again, I'm showing people the quickest way to flip your money. I'm trying to show you the quickest way, not a quick flip, but how to ensure to never lose. And when I say to ensure to never lose, that means you're putting your money in things that will always only make you money. I tell and show people that I can't afford anything, but I can if I want. Okay, condos, multifamily. I'm trying to get into it. Okay, so I'm gonna tell y'all this. Okay, so now, and again, I only make business decisions based off of math. Everybody type 1 + 1 = 2. I don't make emotional decisions when it comes to money. I make every single business decision off of simple math. And you guys got me to 10,000 likes on TikTok. So I'm going to tell you how to get $100,000 in the next week. Okay. I'm going to tell you how to get 100,000 in the next week. Okay. Now, everybody doesn't qualify. This isn't for people with bad credit. Let me just tell you that. Okay. What's something I should invest that's going to be an overnight success? You. There's nothing you can do to invest and get overnight success except invest in you, whatever that may be. I don't know what that is. I don't know where you're at in your life right now. Okay, so now 1 plus 1 is 2. Here's what I mean. All right, so let's say you go and get that same $10,000 worth of credit. All right, same $10,000 worth of credit. Okay, it's going to cost you $150 a month. It's going to cost you $150 a month. Now, I'm going to go and buy real estate first. And here's why. And I'm going to give you all some statistics. Now, I'm going to probably get a little deep, but I promise you, if you follow me, it will all make sense. Okay, now, did you all know there is a housing shortage in America of 5 million homes? There is a housing shortage in America of 5 million homes. Okay. Now, what does that mean? Essentially, what that means is that there are not enough homes for people to buy. Let me say that again. There are not enough homes for people to buy. Now, here's the second thing. I don't know where all of you all live at. I live in Las Vegas. But they are building more houses to rent than to buy. Let me type that again. They are building more houses to rent than to buy. And I'm going to actually tell you the website or the name of the company that sell houses for rent. That means they're building new communities that you cannot buy. Homes for rent. I forgot the name of the company, but it's a commercial developer across the country who are building homes to rent. Yes, they're definitely in Summerlin. Keisha just said this is happening in North Carolina, and they're not apartments. Maurice, these are not apartments. These are houses. These are houses. They are building houses to rent. The name of the company is called AMH.com. Somebody type AMH, Apple Mary Henry. AMH.com is one of the companies out here in Las Vegas where you can only rent from them. You can't buy. Okay? Why would they not let you buy? I'm going to tell you why they won't let you buy, Rico. They are only building houses for rent because we have to understand that we are the commercial developers' biggest competition. And like Paperboy said, they understand that the only way you get ahead financially is you have to have cash flow. Not your paycheck, not your 401k. Those things do not make you rich. As a matter of fact, type in the chat 401k. If you max out your 401k and work 40 years, the most you will have is $240,000. Let me say that again. If you maxed your 401k out, the most you will have is $242,000, which is only $6,000 a year you're putting aside. $6,000. You still got to live another 40 years. Your expenses now are $100,000 a year. Your expenses now are $50,000 a year. So you have about 3 years to live off of your 401k. So now, why are they building houses to rent? Because they understand And I'm going to ask you all this in a question. How many people on this chat have to live somewhere? How many people on this chat have to live somewhere? Whether it's with your boo, your bae, your sneaky link, your mama, your daddy, your wife, your husband, or you live by yourself. Even if you're a trust fund baby, you have to live somewhere. Now, I have this saying where I say, he who controls land controls man. He who controls land controls man. What does that mean? As long as you're living, you got to pay me or pay AMH or pay your landlord. You have to pay them to live somewhere. Somebody said live on the BART for my Bay Area people. You got to pay somebody to live. So he who controls man controls man. So why are they building houses for rent? Because one, they know you all or people have to live somewhere. So they're going to be able to capitalize off of that. Now, here's where we miss the boat when it comes to ownership in real estate. Oh, I don't want to what if nobody rents my house? What if they tear up the place? What if they do this? Do you think AMH worrying about y'all tearing up the property? You think AMH is worrying about the property going on rented? Go drive in any hood in North America and look at some of the conditions people are paying to live in. Go look at any hood in North America. People, as long as there's a roof, somebody's going to rent it. Let me say that again. As long as there is a roof on that dwelling, somebody is going to live there. I heard so much mess when I said I was going to buy a fourplex. Damn, now I feel bad for not taking real estate seriously. As long as there are roofs, somebody's going to live there. And here's the irony, and I'm going to tie all of this in back to credit and helping you get on your feet tonight. Okay? Here's the irony of all of this. They know that people make these points and say, oh, what if don't nobody want to rent it? What if this? What is that? So guess what they do? What happens if it takes months or years for them to rent the house? That'll never happen, Rico, ever. Because somebody will, there's a shortage. Let me say that again. There is a shortage of 5 million houses in the US. What if people do want to rent it? If people want to rent it, that's a plus for you. Why? Because now there becomes a bidding war on what you charge for rent. This is why rent is increasing. This is why you can live in the hood in DC, you can live in the hood in Detroit, you can live in the hood in Milwaukee, you can live in the hood in Chicago, you can live in the hood in North Carolina, you can live in the hood on the back roads of Mississippi. And a 3-bedroom is going to cost you $1,200 a month. Now, there may be rent control, but best believe that they've still calculated how to get their ROI out of that property. You can't live pretty much nowhere in North America for under $1,000 right now. There may be some pockets. And they know this so much that they are coming into the neighborhoods that we don't want to buy in. Okay? They're going into the neighborhoods where we don't want to buy in and buying it from us pennies on the dollar. They know that, oh, you want to sell Big Mama house for pennies on the dollar. So they give you a couple $1,000 so you can go buy a 05 BMW and some clothes. They know this. And let me prove it to you. Let me prove this to you that they know that because there's a housing shortage of 5 million homes in the US, they can come in and buy up that house that you don't see the value in because you think nobody won't rent it. No, they won't rent it because you keep trying to show it to your friends and family. See, you got to run it like a business. Stop trying to run it like a hustle. So, guess what? Myself or other investors will come in and buy the property from you. As an investor, we will buy the property from you and then rent it out and make more money in your own backyard than you're making. I will come into your backyard, give you a couple $1,000, and now the same house you couldn't rent out, I'm even renting it back to you. I'm renting the house you didn't want to buy that you could have bought for $10,000, $20,000, $50,000. I'm turning it around. I'm turning around and renting it back to you because I know you can. There's not very few places that you can go and move to and not pay what it is that the rent in that market is going to be. So now, let me show you what I mean by this. So these institutions are going out, buying up properties, buying up land, and understanding that there is a 5 million housing shortage in North America. What about fixing toilets in the middle of the night? You hire property management. I own over 50 to 60 doors, and I've never stepped foot in any of my houses because I run it like a business. I don't have an emotional attachment to the property. I hire professionals. Let me tell you another reason why a lot of businesses fail. Because you're trying to run it. You're trying to run that business. You're trying to run that real estate portfolio. You're trying to be everything. You don't want to pay for delegation or automation. My entire life is on automation, which means you will never. This is why most of the people who rent, they never meet the landlord, because the landlord understands he paid for cash flow and bought his time back. There is a shortage of affordable housing. Not even just affordable. There's a shortage of houses. See, the only way you buy your time back as an entrepreneur is you have to buy cash flow. Starting a business doesn't give you time freedom. Starting a business doesn't give you time freedom. I got y'all on $100,000 play. Don't worry, but you gotta listen to the whole thing, because you'll get the 100,000 and still be poor. Why do you think Zillow bought up 30% of the market share? Why do you think Chase, JP Morgan, bought up 20% of the market share? Why do you think Tricon, Tricron, why do you think Tricon bought up 20% of the market share in the hood? In the hood. They didn't go to Beverly Hills buying houses. They didn't go to Anthem in Las Vegas buying houses. They didn't go to Brickell in Miami buying houses. Yes, now Zillow is offloading. Why? Because there's a shortage and they know people want to buy. But here's the thing, Zillow was buying it when they was at 2%. When the money was at 2%, they were buying it. And now people are stuck at having to buy it at 6%. Oh, thank y'all for the gifts. Thank y'all. Love Dove. Thank you. So the whole goal of why I have so many credit cards, this is my bank. This is my bank. So now let me show you how 1 + 1 = 2. Let me show you how 1 + 1 = 2. So what if I just go around buying up all the land and make the landlords pay me? You can do that if they see value in the land. If they see the value in the land, you can do that. You got to find your niche. But see, me, I like getting money immediately. That's why I buy turnkey rental properties. Type in the chat, turnkey. Turnkey. Now, my portfolio is diversified. I buy some of everything, but I like turnkey because I like to be able to get money immediately. Okay, so now let me show you how 1 + 1 = 2. And I'm going to use my calculator to show you all this. Okay, so now here's what I do. And I'm going to tell y'all the $100,000 play. Don't worry, I got y'all. But let me tell you how 1 + 1 = 2. Okay, I know that for every $100,000, meaning for every property and for every $100,000 purchase price, okay? So for every 100,000, and I'm gonna use the roundabout numbers, I can go get what's called a DSCR loan, which means I don't even have to show proof of income. And at a 9% APR, excuse me, I'm doing worst case scenario, my payment is going to be about $700 a month. Okay. So again, I'm showing y'all simple math. This is how I make business decisions. So for every $100,000 in leveraging a DSCR loan, which stands for debt service coverage ratio, which means I can buy property and not even have to show proof of income. So if you're unemployed, I can show you how to buy real estate today. And at a 9% interest rate, and the property will be under my LLC, which means the debt won't even be under my name. My average mortgage payment is about $700. Okay. So now, this is how you buy the property with no money down. Okay. This is how you're going to buy this property with no money down. So now, in order to get into this property, the bank is going to cover 80% of the deal. Okay. I only put properties under my business. Will Roundtree, outside of my personal house, owns no real estate. Okay. So the bank is going to cover 80% of the deal. I have to bring 20%. Okay. So Will has to bring 20% of the deal. Okay. So now, who can tell me what is 20% of $100,000? Who can tell me what is 20% of $100,000? Who can tell me what is 20% of 100,000? So 20% of 100,000 is $20,000. Now, who can tell me where I'm going to get this $20,000 from? Who can tell me where I'm going to get this $20,000 from? This is where I get the $20,000. This is where I don't need a private money lender. I don't need a hard money lender. I don't need a private investor. I don't need to raise money from friends and family. I don't have to pull from my 401k. I don't have to go and save up $20,000. I don't have to get on Instagram and TikTok and beg and GoFundMe's. I don't have to do any of that. This is where I'm getting the $20,000 from at a 0% interest. This is where the 20,000 is coming from. You may be able to come up with 20,000, Rico, but why would you use your own money? Real investors don't use their own money. Let me tell you why. See, we as investors use debt because there's no tax on debt. See, the reason why I can make over $2-3 million and pay no taxes is because I use debt and I depreciate my assets. This is why. Do you put any of your properties in a trust? Yes, I have all of that. But right now, we're just speaking the basics today. Right now, I just need you all to learn the basics. What about rehab? The rehabs come from my cards, paper boy. But I don't go and buy projects. I buy turnkey or as close to turnkey as possible. And then I let my rents cover the rehab cost. So I'm not even doing rehab on day one. No, I like to be able to make money from day one. See, debt is tax free. This is why Jeff Bezos, this is why Elon Musk, this is why Donald Trump, this is why any top major guru who you can think of, this is why we can make 7 figures and pay less in taxes than somebody making $100,000 a year. Why? Because we play the game that allows you to not have to pay taxes. See, every dollar you make is going to cost you 25 cents. Every dollar I borrow is going to make me $1.50. Let me give y'all something else. This might be a little deep for y'all. Somebody type in the chat. There's a book you can go and read. Or you can even go and listen to it on YouTube for free. It's called The Creature of Jekyll Island. Yes, I do, Keisha. Send me a direct message. Somebody type in the chat, The Creature of Jekyll Island. This book will scare the crap out of you. You can listen to it on YouTube for free. In the book, of course, you want to get your credit score up, Tanya. But that's why you need to go read the book, The Creature of Jekyll Island. People always say, oh, that's the catch. No, that's not the catch. That's the game. See, The Creature of Jekyll Island breaks down the game that the Federal Reserve was created in 1913. And in 1913, you have some of the most elite individuals like J.P. Morgan and all of these people sit in a room. And Jekyll Island is in the state of Georgia. You can actually go there. And in the room in Jekyll Island, it says the home of where the Federal Reserve was created. They all got together and said, look, we're going to create this debt system and we're going to make the people pay for our debt. About them being a cartel. Absolutely. 1913. Okay. And so they said, we're going to go out and create a debt system and we're going to make all of y'all pay for it. And how are we going to do that? We're going to create this thing called taxes. We went and sat down with the British, and we love the British system and how they make people pay taxes to pay the country back. So we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to go out there and create this thing called the debt ceiling. And then we're going to use the debt to go out there and buy businesses and buy companies and buy real estate. We're going to go buy the hoods of Atlanta. We're going to go buy the hoods in Milwaukee. We're going to go buy the hoods in Chicago because they don't want it. They think people won't buy it because they think people don't want to live there. They don't want it. They want to buy Cadillacs and jewelry and go smoke hookah and go to clubs and buy chains and buy Jordans. They want to do all of that. So we're going to go out there and buy their real estate and then rent it back to them. And then we're going to make them pay taxes, and we're going to create jobs and tell them that $50,000 is a lot of money. And then we're going to make them pay taxes on that $50,000. And we're going to pay no taxes on the hundreds of millions that we make. That's essentially what the book, The Creature of Jekyll Island, is. So if you do not know how to play the game, you will lose. And let me prove it to you. Ask yourself this question. Where is your life at right now financially? No, this is not pre-recorded. I'm actually live. Where is your life at financially? Could you stop working today? If you got hurt at work, will you still make money? How much money is in your retirement right now? Can you buy your time back? Can you take 2 weeks off of work? Do you have anything to pass down to your children? Do you have to claim kids just to get a tax refund? Are you waiting for tax season just so you can get some money back? Do you got to put money down on a car? Do you control the house you live in? Or are you paying somebody else rent? If you answer, if most of your answers are no, you got caught up in the system. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all the $100,000 strategy, but just follow me, because people come on and then they click off and be like, "Man, I came to listen to the game." This is why so many people are still broke, even after not having to pay rent, having to pay mortgage payments. In 2021, everybody had money. Now everybody broke because they just want the $100,000 play without knowing what to do with the $100,000. See, I'm trying to set y'all up for something bigger than 100,000. Then people will come on and say, "Well, Will, you just want my money. Why would I need your money when I got this?" So let me share one more thing with you. So now, the Federal Reserve was set up. They created the tax system. They created the banking. Now, what they did was they created the banking system. Say no, no, you don't. They must be new. So now, let me share this with you. Why did the banks? Why did they create the banking system? The banking system was set up for two purposes: for them to be able to invest their money and have an entity that can control it and protect it, and for us to believe that a dollar saved is a dollar earned. Now, let me ask you all a question, chat. If you put $1 in your bank account today and let it sit there, how much will that dollar be worth in 30 days? Let me ask you again. If you put a dollar in the bank today, how much would it be worth in 30 days? Less. So, how is a dollar saved a dollar earned? No, a dollar saved cost you a dollar. And the banks know this. So, here's what ends up happening. You put $100 into the bank. Okay? You put $100 into the bank. Here's what the bank does. The bank splits it on a 90-10. The bank will pay you interest on the $10. Okay? The bank will pay you interest on the $10, and then they will loan out the $90. So the reason they say a dollar saved is a dollar earned is because they need your money to go out there and give it to investors like me, or for them to go out there and invest it, because they know they are going to make more money off your money than you do. They know that I'm going to make more money off your money than you do. Why? Because when I go to the bank and then they give me a line of credit, this is your money that you put in a bank account. So now I'm going to take your money and go out there and buy cash flowing assets. And then I'm going to pay the bank pennies on the dollar in interest. And then they give you the crumbs left over from the $10 that you put in the bank from the $100. This is why we have to learn economics. Everybody type in the chat economics. Everybody type in the chat economics. We have to learn economics. Go read the book Powernomics by Claude Anderson. This isn't stuff I'm just making up, ladies and gentlemen. If you all notice, the harder you work, the further in debt you get. Y'all not seeing that cycle? Y'all not noticing the harder you work, the worse you are financially? Y'all don't realize that? You work 2 jobs, but you're still struggling. Why? Because it's not about how much money you make. It's about how much cash flow you can create. It's about how much cash flow you can create. And how you create cash flow is you leverage other people's money. You create cash flow by leveraging other people's money. So here's the $100,000 play that I'm sure the title enticed you to come here. Because unfortunately, in order for y'all to have listen to this message, I got to put numbers like that in my subject line. But if I would have just said, hey, let me show you how to beat the system, it would be one person on here. Probably my mother. If I just said, hey, let me show you how to beat the financial trap, it'd be 2 people on here. But I got y'all. Keisha said she would be on here. And I appreciate that, Keisha. Thank you. So let me show y'all the $100,000 play. Yes, you need good credit. It's no way around that. Stop listening to these creators who tell you, oh, get credit with bad credit. That can you get that? Yeah, but that type of money won't really make you no money. Okay? That type of money won't make you no money. I don't even need 100K. Game for real. You just gave me so many gems. Appreciate that, NL. Okay. So now here's the thing. You don't need no net 30 accounts, ladies and gentlemen. You don't need a Dun & Bradstreet number. Dun & Bradstreet don't even own Dun & Bradstreet no more. They sold in 2019. So if y'all hear somebody on here talking about go get a Dunn's number, they are out of touch. Dun & Bradstreet don't even own Dun & Bradstreet no more. They sold them in 2019. They got their bag. So here are the steps. If you have good credit, you can go get $100,000 tomorrow. Now, you may not know how to do it. We can help you. And you don't even have to have income. Let me say that again. You don't even have to have income. No, I need you to be at least at a 720. Now, if you don't have a 700, fix your credit. I don't care if it takes 3 months. I don't care if it takes 6 months. I don't care if it takes a year. When you have good credit, that is your lottery ticket. Now, go find a credit partner. Somebody type in it. I need everybody type in the chat credit partner. Go find a credit partner. 720 is cool. But with a 720, we can get you some money. Go find a credit partner. And so a credit partner, essentially what you're going to do, so these steps are can be used whether it's you with the good credit or your credit partner. Okay. So now you got the 720 score. I'm gonna write these down for you all, chat. Okay. So you got the 700 plus score. All right. You got the 700 plus score. Okay. Then you're going to go and set up your entity. Okay. LLC, incorporation, S Corp. Somebody said, which one should I get? It doesn't matter. Just set it up. 720 Vantage or FICO. It don't matter. Just get to a 720. Just get to a 720. Because it's not the score that the banks are so concerned about. It's the profile. And I'll go over those steps that what the profile needs to look like. All right. Set up your entity. Now, after you get the 700 score and you have the entity, you're going to want to set up and get what's called an operating agreement. Okay. Get an operating agreement. You can even go on Chat GPT and have them create you one for free. If you want somebody to do it for you, we create them for you too. There is a cost, but you can go to Chat GPT. You can download one off of Google. It's up to you. But if you want one done professionally, DM me and we'll get you an operating agreement within 24 hours. Now, the reason you want an operating agreement is because sometimes the banks want to see the structure and who owns the business. Now, if you have a credit partner, you have to have an operating agreement. So let me tell you what the operating agreement is going to have if you are the only owner versus having a credit partner. Okay. So if it's just you, you put down that you are 100% owner of the company. How about a holding company? It don't matter. The holding company has nothing to do with the entity structure. We're only talking about entity structures. So if you are the sole owner, you own 100% of the company. Okay. If you get a credit partner, okay, put down that the credit partner has 90% ownership and you have 10% ownership. Now, that doesn't mean that you get 10% of the profits and they get 90% of the profit. The operating agreement only goes to the bank. It's not filed with the state. It's not filed with an attorney. It's not even filed with the IRS unless they request it. The operating agreement is only given to the bank if requested. Now, why do you put down 90% for the credit partner? Because those who have less than a 15% stake in the company, they do not pull your credit. Let me say that again. Those who have less than a 15% stake in the company, the bank will not ask for your credit. Now, if you put down 50-50, the bank will ask for your credit. And if you got bad credit, you just completely You just fumbled the bag. You fumbled the bag. So don't let your ego ruin a good thing. I need to dissolve my LLC because my credit score is below a 720. That's blockage. No, Keisha, don't do that. Reach out to us and speak with us before you do that, Keisha. Please don't. Now, if there's some debt tied to it or you're being sued, then yes, but don't dissolve it. No, don't. Don't. Now, some people will say, well, hey, Will, what if I have a spouse and we both have a 720, a 750, or an 800? Okay. So now, spouse one and spouse two. I need both of y'all to set up your own LL. I'm gonna just use LLC today. If spouse one has a 700 plus, go get your own entity. And if spouse two has a 700 plus, go get your own entity. How do I reactivate my LLC? You can contact a registered agent. If you have two spouses with great credit scores, get two different companies. Because putting two people with great credit on one company does not get you more money. It doesn't. Having two people with good credit on one company does not get you more money. Again, I'm giving y'all so now if you got two people with that 720, 750, that 780, both of y'all go get 100,000. Not just one. All right, Michael said, go back to the operating agreement. All right, Michael. So if you are a sole owner of the company, you 100% owner. If you have a credit partner, that means one person has good credit and you may have challenge credit. You can use your credit partner with great credit who can be your credit partner. Your credit partner can be your kids if they 18, 19, 20. Your credit partner can be your spouse. Your credit partner can be your neighbor. Your credit partner can be your mother, your grandmother, your uncle. They got to be at least 18 years old. And if they're 18 with no credit, we can help build it. We can help you to build their credit. Okay, so now you got the 700 score. I want to start real estate. I have a mentor. I just need the money. My credit scores are bad though. Get your credit up. If your mentor tells you you can get all of this money with bad credit, fire them or tell them to give you the money. I need your help. Michael, send me a direct message. All right, so now 700 plus score. The business entity. Don't matter. The only reason the entity structure depends on how you want to be taxed. I always tell people start as an LLC. Start, especially if you have a W-2 job. Start as an LLC. You'll thank me later. I'll save that for another live. And then set up an operating agreement. Okay. Now, after you have those things set up, then you're going to want to get a business address. Now, some people say, well, Will, can I use my home address? Yes, you can, but just know that information will be public. So you're teaching us how to get business funding, assuming if you have good credit. No, it's not assuming you have to have good credit. You have to have good credit. There's no way around it. Go get a business address. You can go to Opus Virtual Offices.com, and for $99 a month, they'll give you a phone number, address, and an e-fax number. Go to opusvirtualoffices.com and you can get a business address for $99 a month. And if you can't afford it, you can use your home address. Just know that your home address will be published. Should I register my LLC? Yes, Leo. Do that today, tomorrow. Cash 100,000 or card. Give me the card. The cash gonna be taxed. I personally don't like iPostal because of the post office box addresses. You want it to be an actual executive. It has to be an actual executive dwelling. You want it to be an actual dwelling, not a P.O. box with an office address because of the Patriot Act. Now, I'm not saying you won't get funded, but when that bank wants to go do a site visit and see it's a P.O. box, automatic denial. If you have a 720, how many LLCs can you open? As many as you want to pay for. So now you get your business address, phone number. Then you want to set up a business website. You want to get a business website. Let me tell you why. Banks will do a Google search, especially with all of the fraud out there now. You can set one up for yourself. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. We build websites, so if you want us to build your site for you, send me a message, but you can go get it done, etc. Doesn't matter. What about stocks? What about stocks? That's a vague question. Should I change my LLC to a C Corp? If you're not making no money, no. No. If your business isn't making money, why would you convert it to an entity that requires you to file taxes? No. Now, let's say your business is from 2019. You want to backdate your website. Let's say your business was set up in 2019. You want to backdate it. You don't want your website to show you were established in 2024 or 2025 and you've been open since 2019. Those data points hurt you. So you got to have a brick and mortar that pay you a load of money for? No, no, Shamir. No, I didn't say that. Can you backdate the LLC? No, you can't. You can't backdate the LLC. Whatever's on the Secretary of State is the date. And if somebody tell you they can, they're lying. Now you can buy a seasoned company, which we also sell, but you want to backdate your website if your business was open prior to 2024. Do I have to claim my LLC on FinCEN? Yes. I've had my LLC since 2020, but done absolutely nothing with it. Is that a red flag to creditors? No. No, that is not. No, that is not. So 700 score. You got your entity. You got your operating agreement. You got the business address. You got the website. Now, let's look at what the credit need to look like. Let me give you the data points for the credit. Do you have to claim on FinCEN? That law has been suspended. That law may have been suspended, but go and do it, ladies and gentlemen. It's free. Because if they institute it again, you don't want to be jammed up. And this is what I've been telling people. Why would you not do something that's free? Just go to the FinCEN website. It's free. I always believe in I'd rather have and not need than to need and not have. Period. Do you sell business credit card trade lines? Yes, I do, Timothy. Open a seasoned company better than a new one. That's not always true, spooky man. Because if you got bad credit, the seasoned company means nothing. And if the company has no financials, the seasoned company means nothing. I've been sitting on my LLC because funding and bad credit scores. Is a CDFI a good idea? Go and research how you get money from a CFDI first. I want you to answer that question. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying we got to stop looking for the easy way out. We got to stop looking for the easy way out. Let me give you an example. Have y'all been hearing about these people buying these half off tickets, these half off airline flights? They going to jail. Now, here's the other thing. That is not a brand new scam. They've been doing this forever. We got to stop trying to find the easy way out. And this is why like, I've never met a scammer who usually is who's usually further ahead in life. They got to keep scamming just to survive. Like, I've never met a scammer who's further ahead. So when people are like, "Oh, well, my credit is bad," well, go fix it. So I have to add business trade lines before applying? No, you don't, spooky man. You don't. You got to have good credit. Just follow me. Just follow me. I'm giving y'all the blueprint right here. Hey, bro, I paid my credit cards down. Now they lowered my credit limits. What can I do to go back up? Unfortunately, Michael, nothing. Banks have the right to lower your credit limits. We got to get you some more credit. And this is why I keep telling y'all, this is why y'all want to deal with professionals. I get sometimes we don't want to pay. I get sometimes we're like, man, I got to pay for this. There's a cost of doing business if you want professional results. I can change my own car oil. I don't do it. I can change my own tires. I don't do it. For one, my time is more valuable, and I'm willing to invest to delegate so I can buy my time back. I'm not going out there to learn how to set up my go high level systems. I'm going to hire somebody to do that. We got to start to understand the cost of doing business. How do you fix credit if you have to file bankruptcy? Well, once you file bankruptcy, then it depends on the type of bankruptcy you file. If you file where it's a wage earner program where you got to pay it back over time, you got to wait till you're out of that. It's a bankruptcy where they discharged everything and then you start over. Then you got to clean up your credit, because there's two different types of bankruptcy. How long does it take to get $1 million in credit? It depends on where you're at, Leon. But let's just get to 100,000 first. Unless you already got that. I don't know. You may have $250,000. And if you got $250,000, just do what you did to get to the $250,000 and just keep replicating that. What's next after address? Set up a website. Go get a business website. And if your business is older than a year old, you want to backdate your website. You want to backdate it. All right, now let me tell you the data points on the credit that the banks are going to look for. Obviously, we know a 700 plus score. Next, no more than 3 inquiries per bureau. How do you backdate a website? You got to get your web designer to do it. That's why I said you may have to make some investments to have somebody do that. What's the business website? It doesn't matter. I think, and I say that, Michael, respectfully, we put too much emphasis on who's the best. It don't matter. Just get a website. You can have a rinky-dink one-page site. It don't matter. So you can go find somebody who can build one for free. You can use Wix.com or pay a professional. We can build websites and we can backdate them. But again, there's an investment for that, or you can do it yourself. You can go to Fiverr. It's $1 million play. Go use AI to build it. It don't matter. There's AI sites that are build it for free. It can be a landing page. It just got to have your information on there. No, it's not hard to backdate websites. Can I push for funding with 1 or 2 late payments? Probably not, Leo. And I'm going to get to that here in a minute. All right. So if you have more than 3 inquiries per bureau, you got to get them cleaned up. Now, there's ebooks going around telling people, let me show you how to get your inquiries cleaned up in 24 hours. Is that legit? Yes, it is. But that only works on accounts that are not tied to an open account. We can dispute inquiries on open accounts. Very few people can do that. If y'all don't know, I've been in a credit space since 2007. I actually have a FICO certification. That's how long I've been doing this. They don't even offer FICO certifications anymore. So if you have more than 3 inquiries per bureau, you can have an 800 credit score and you might get denied. So you're going to need to clean up your inquiries. Either you do it, go get the ebook and have them clean up some. You may have to make 10 calls. FICO certification, what is that? So FICO is the FICO scoring model that is the most popular. They used to offer a certification where you had to go through their program to say, hey, I understand credit at a very high level, so FICO gave me a certification. I'll actually print it off and post it, which it's on my Instagram page. I've posted it before. It don't really mean much today because they don't even offer it anymore, but that just goes to show you how long I've been in this space. I think I got it in 2011. So you got to clean up your inquiries. Next, you got to have at least $5,000 to $10,000 of revolving credit. Do you recommend using Metro 2 to clean up my credit? Use whatever you can to clean up your credit. Metro 2, all of it. It's honestly, it's all the same, ladies and gentlemen. It's all the same. It's just fancy words. All right, you got to have at least $5,000 to $10,000 of revolving credit. If you only got a $300 credit one card, you will not get $100,000. Does AUs count or no? Some banks take out AUs, some calculate it. I actually have two very strong authorized users, one for 45,000, one for 50,000, and both of them are over 7 years old and they're for sale right now. I have about 3 spots left on both of them. Do you delete late payments? If they're on open accounts, late payments can be a little bit more difficult to remove, but yes, you can dispute those. So you got to have at least $5,000 to $10,000 of revolving credit, and that utilization needs to be under 10%. 10% credit usage. What about LexisNexis? What's for sale? So I have a $50,000 credit card authorized user, and then I have a 45,000. The $50,000 limit is, I think, 15 years old, and the $45,000 limit, I think, is like 8 or 9 years old. So if you're looking for some high limit cards to report on your credit, I have a 50,000 and a 45,000, and I have maybe like a couple spots left. I don't know the price offhand because I don't handle my sales. I have a sales team for that. So FES World, send me a direct message and I'll get you in touch with somebody. Is it a bad to claim a loss on your business when filing taxes? It depends on your situation. I can't answer that because I don't know what your total chessboard looks like. For how long? I think you can go up to 6 months. You can have it post on your credit for up to 6 months. You add me as an authorized user? Absolutely. We do verify that it is your social and not a CPN, though. We will ask for your driver's license, front and back, all of that. And we'll keep you on there for 6 months. All right. Age of file. You want your age of file to be at least 5 years old. So if your age of file, meaning you've only been building credit for about a year, you're not getting 100,000 right away. You want to build your age of file. I just got here, but sounds interesting. Welcome, Jules. Your age of file needs to be minimum 5 years old. That's why I have a credit card with 15 years of history that we offer for sale. So if you're looking for authorized users, hit us up. Or ask your mama, ask your bae, your boo, your sneaky link, your daddy, your coworker, your boss. Ask somebody. They might be able to do it for free. Now, somebody said 2 years. 2 years is cute, but most banks want to see 5. 2 years is cute. but most banks want to see 5. How do I get around age of file? You can add history to your credit with authorized users. See, some people think the authorized user game is just for high limit. No, you also want to add age. You also want to add age to your credit. This is why some of y'all be getting these low limits, because your age of file like a year and a half. Your age of file is like 2 years old. No, the stronger your age is, the stronger approvals you'll get. Does the age file has to have good history? Yes, great question. If you add somebody as an authorized user, make sure there's no late payments, their usage is low, and the utilization, and there's the card has to be in good standing. Can you use AUs for 5 to K revolving? Yes. Like King Andrew just said, the authorized user adds age, high limit, and payment history. I'm telling y'all, that's the secret sauce. How long do I need the authorized user for? We keep people up to 6 months. We have packages that'll keep you up to 6 months. And here's another thing. If you can't afford the authorized users, I'll let you even finance the cost. Prime example, at a client who bought an authorized user package, it cost them $2,100 a month. $2,100 in total. I got them financed with one of my programs, and the debt doesn't even show up on their personal credit. It's costing them $115 a month to add like $60,000 worth of credit on their credit profile. So even if you don't have the initial dollars to afford to use us, because I'm gonna tell y'all, I am not the cheapest on the internet. And I highly recommend, if you all plan on being in business, never claim your fame to be the cheapest. You want to be your claim to fame should be to provide results. But that's also why I have the relationships to where we can help you with the pricing. If you need an authorized user, hit us up. Okay. So now I done gave y'all every data point, the business and everything. Now, right now, you can go to my free website, member at wemanagementservices.com. Member at wemanagementservices.com and do a free data scan of your business, and it will tell you everything you need, or that's what's missing. What about some banks that don't take authorized users? That is a good question, Spooky Man. Some banks don't, but do y'all know how many banks that are out there? Let me give y'all an example. Somebody give me a state they live in. Somebody give me a state they live in. Let me show y'all something. Somebody give me a state. PA. Okay. Let me pull PA. Pennsylvania. Boom. All right. In PA, there's 430 banking institutions. See, here's why so many people have a hard time with funding. Y'all can only name about 5 banks, maybe 7. Most people can't name more than 7 banks. Do me a favor. Wherever you live, just drive around your downtown area or your financial district and look at all of those banks. All of those banks are there to lend you money. Let me see. I'll give y'all another one. Let me look at California. Let me do California. All right, California. In California, there are 385 banking institutions. In just the state of California, 385 banking institutions. Now, let me show you how to get into some of the more regional banks. Somebody type in the chat regional banks. So now, let's say you live in California and you want to apply for a bank that only lends in the footprint of, let's just say, New Mexico. Okay. You can actually go and set up a foreign filing for the state of New Mexico. So let's say you live in California, your LLC is set up in the state of California. You can now go on to the Secretary of State and get a foreign filing for the state of New Mexico. Now you can go to New Mexico and apply for all of the banks in New Mexico. Let me see how many institutions. Now, New Mexico, it's only 69. Let me tell y'all, there's not a shortage of banks. As a matter of fact, there's not a shortage of money. It's just a shortage of hours that you all can work, which means that's the most money you can make. Are y'all catching that? Let me say that again so that I don't go over some people's heads. There is not a shortage of money. It's just there's only a certain amount of hours that you can work, which caps the amount of money you have access to. All right, I'll do one more state. Somebody said Washington. I'm assuming you mean Washington State. I'll do one more since y'all got me to over 10,000 likes. I rock with y'all. Washington State, 113. But it don't matter how many in that state. Go get a foreign filing in another state and go get money in a state. I'll give y'all an example. Let me see if I can find the card first before I run my mouth. Because I don't want nobody saying, we'll be on here capping. Let's see. Tell them, Andrew, everything that I talk about, I really live this life. All right, let me see if I can find the card. It may be in my office. Yeah, it may be in my office. Hopefully it's in this book. Yeah, it may be in my other book. I'll just tell y'all what I did. All right. So Key Bank. Key Bank does not have a footprint in Las Vegas. Okay. Key Bank does not have a footprint in Las Vegas. Okay. Now, because Key Bank doesn't have a footprint in Las Vegas, I had to go to Utah because Key Bank has a footprint in Utah. So what I actually did is I caught a flight to Utah. Yeah, I had to pay for the flight. I put it on a credit card. But that flight that I caught to Utah, which I only stayed there for 2 hours, I left. I got a line of credit for $50,000 and a business credit card for $25,000. So I got $75,000. The flight cost me $200, but it was worth it. So sometimes, because some banks, you may have to go into the actual institution. Not every bank allows you to do it over the phone or through DocuSign. So you may have to hop on a flight. And I'm okay with that. Now, for anybody who doesn't live in Nevada, I have 2 banks. Yes, you can DM me. I have 2 banks in Nevada that if you have all of these data points, you got good credit. I have 2 regional banks in Nevada that'll give you 25,000, no questions asked. Now you got to meet these data points though. I have 2 regional banks that'll give you up to 25,000. So you may be able to get 50,000 just in the next week. But you got to have a Nevada foreign entity. You have to have a Nevada foreign filing. You have to. So there's no shortage of money out here. We just lack strategy. We just lack strategy. So I have a Delaware LLC. I'm looking to cancel it, but they want 500 cancellation fee. Is there any way around it? No, because the state gonna always want their money. So now, if you want some help, send me a direct message. I have my team reach out to you tomorrow. Go get the free business scan. See where your business is at. Go to member at wemanagementservices.com. It's free. You'll at least see where your business is missing. You'll get it instantly. If you need funding and you want us to help you do it, send me a direct message. But I need y'all to answer y'all phone. If y'all don't answer y'all phone, we can't help you. If you need authorized users, I'm sorry, I can't see the website. My fault, Jules. It's member at wemanagementservices.com. Member at member dot, excuse me, member dot wemanagementservices.com. And you're going to put in your basic information for your business, and it's going to do a free scan of your business so you will know what data points you're missing. If you need authorized users, I got a couple spots left. I got some $50,000 lines. I got some 45,000. I got some 20,000. I got some 18-year-old cards. We got all of that. And depending on your budget, we can help you, work with you. We can finance it. If you need credit repair, we can help you get your credit repair for as low as $100 a month. What is the website to see how many banks are in each city? I only give that to people in my inner circle. You only get that site when you're in the inner circle. Services was not on there. Oh, you're right. It's at, but it is member at, hold on, let me tell y'all that website. Let me see. Yeah, it's so it should be member at We Management Services. I was writing too fast. I thought I was being scammed. Now that you're live, I have proof it's actually you. Latanya. Yeah, I'm a real person. I'm a real person, y'all. I am a real person. So it is member. Let me write that again. I apologize, y'all. I write fast sometimes because my brain moves faster than my hand. All right, let me write this down. Member dot. Somebody type it in YouTube for me. What's the average time for credit repair to wipe clean? It depends on how bad your credit is. I tell people, if somebody can guarantee you a time frame, run. They lying. We management services.com. Do you deal with unincorporated business trust? No, but I have somebody who can help you with that. I don't do that personally. I had to make sure I didn't answer message or Latanya. Yes, it was me. I've been trying to reach you. Hit me back. We got you. I got you. All right. So member dot wemanagementservices.com. Go do a free data scan of your business. All right. So if you need trade lines, we even do trade lines for your business. If you need personal authorized users, if you want a shelf corporation. Now, these things do have an investment. I'm not going to lie to you. There is an investment. But if you're structured properly, it will benefit you. If you don't have good credit, don't get a shelf court from nobody. Don't go waste your money if you got bad credit. Just don't. If you need an operating agreement, we can get that to you within 24 hours. If you need credit repair, I can help you with your credit. Been in the industry over 15 years, since 2007. Okay. My last name is Roundtree as well. Don't meet too many with that last name. Hey, welcome. We might be related. We might be related. More life, more riches. I like that screen name. Authorized users are free, y'all. If you know somebody, they definitely are. And that's the thing I tell people too. Everything I explain to you all can do for free. Go Google it. Google is free. Use Chat GPT. But if you want professional help, if you want to maximize your results, then you pay a professional, whether it's me or somebody else. But I can tell you we get results. And if we don't get you your results, I give you your money back, or I don't take your money. If you came to me and said, "Will, I want to buy a seasoned corp and I got bad credit," I won't even work with you. Why? Because it's not worth the headache if I know I can't help you. I didn't make it 10 years in business by finessing people. You can go to the Secretary of State. I have my same company from 10 years ago. I didn't switch names. I didn't switch industries. I didn't switch faces. I got the same face. I was a little chubbier, so I lost some weight. But that's but I didn't switch it up because I'm taking people money. No, I really help people. All right. Do you have seasoned corps that are not on the internet at all? Absolutely. As a matter of fact, more life, more riches. Let me tell y'all some information. Never buy a seasoned corp that has an EIN attached. Because if it's debt tied to that company, that business is no good. So, yes, our companies are never on the internet that we offer. Please let me know how often these live chats. I just go live but whenever I really feel it. Today I felt it in my spirit that Latanya needed to make sure that I'm real. So that's why I came on here. Latanya, it took you an hour and a half though. But in 2025, I promise I will go live more frequently because I know, in all seriousness, people need my help. A lot of y'all have been taken advantage of. A lot of people are on this hamster wheel of failure. A lot of people have invested money and time in signing up for these net 30s and buying CPNs and trying to get half off flights and doing cash app scams. I need y'all to stop doing all that. You're not going to get any further any faster. There is no shortcut unless you're willing to pay for it. There is no such thing as a cheap shortcut. Let me tell you, for anybody who's ever been to Vegas, let me tell you, there's no such thing as a cheap shortcut. If you've ever been to Vegas, which Vegas arguably has some of the most popping clubs, that doesn't mean they're all spots I would necessarily go to. But let me paint a picture of how business in real life works. So the club that most people come to Vegas and want to go to is Dre's. Everybody performs at Dre's, from French Montana to Gucci Man. You name somebody, they're at Dre's. Now, there are people who will sell you a VIP ticket for Dre's or give you free tickets where they can say, "Hey, you can be my VIP guest." And when you get to Dre's at 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock, you will be in line for 2 hours. Let me say that again. You come out here to Vegas, you get a VIP ticket, or you pay for some VIP tickets online. That just means you get to go to the 2 hour VIP line. The only way you can really get in the club and not have to wait 2 hours in a line is going to cost you $5,000 to get in Dre's. Now you can go in as a group and split that 5,000 because you got to get a table, and the $5,000 puts you up on the second level. To be on the floor in Dre's, it might cost you a minimum of $7,500, and that's at the back on the first floor. If you want to be near the stage, it may cost you $12,000. That's the exact same way business works. So when y'all going out here paying for shortcuts, there's no cheap shortcut in business or in life. So with that being said, I appreciate y'all being up. It's what, 2, 3? It's 4 a.m. on the East Coast. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me out there on the East Coast. I got a lot of energy. For anybody who know me personally, I could probably do this for 24 hours. At 45, I have more energy than I had at 25. I don't know, but my energy level increases the older I get. And one of my resolutions or goals for 2025 is to help all of y'all. That's one of my goals for 2025. Is to help y'all get in better positions, better situations, and whatnot. Lastly, January 25th, I'm hosting a credit, cocktails, and cigar event where we're going to be talking about dream building, and I'm going to be doing a vision board event out in Las Vegas. So make sure you're following me. I'm going to post a flyer in the next 2 or 3 days. Okay. Thank you. First time here. Appreciate you being on here for the first time. So January 25th, if you want to come to Vegas and hang out with me, please do. I'm hosting a cocktails, credit, and cigar event. It's going to be a vision board party event. I'm in REI 90. What up, family? Welcome, King PM3. So January 25th event, I might roll through. Bianca, you need to be saying I will be there. You live in Vegas, it ain't no might. Come on, Bianca. You need to be at the event. Come on. All right, so January 25th, Las Vegas, Nevada. Fly out. People are already buying their tickets. I haven't even posted the event yet. Oh, I'm in Seattle. Oh, okay, you in Seattle. Well, still come out, Bianca. Come on. Course creator, curator. We need you because I'm going to be showcasing, highlighting some other entrepreneurs. I want to give people who are entrepreneurs who come to that event, I'm going to give you free pub so people in the building can do business with you. It's going to be curated. It's going to be from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. We're going to have curated drinks, cigars. We're going to have some entertainment. We're going to have a good time. We're going to do vision boards. And I'm going to even do some training about setting up your life for 2025. So if you can meet me in Vegas, get your tickets and all of that stuff. January 25th, which is a Saturday. The weather out here has been beautiful. It's been like 69 degrees, all that good stuff. I don't need publicity for my company, for what my company does. I would like an investment, to be honest. So I tell people, investors only invest in companies that are making money. Other than that, these become your investors. So you might want to come there so we can introduce you. Some of my bankers are going to be there, all of that stuff. So you might even be able to get your first line of credit right at the bank. A little 20,000 would go a long way. So with that said, Perry, what up, man? I know my cousin Perry going to be out here. So yeah, so meet me in Las Vegas, January 25th. If you need trade lines, credit repair, funding, all that stuff, shoot me a message. Go to member.wemanagementservices.com to do a free data scan of your business. And I look forward to seeing y'all in Las Vegas or working with each and every last one of y'all. And until then, y'all already know the drill. I'll see y'all at the top. And send me a DM if you want somebody to reach out to you within the next 24 hours. And Bianca, I'm going to look forward to seeing you in Las Vegas by a way of Seattle, which I ain't never been to Seattle, so I need to go out there soon. All right, y'all. Peace.